This time in the Quick Speed Shop, I'm going to tear into the wrecked F250 and see what parts you need to put the thing back on the road. If you saw the initial video, I dragged this thing home. It's a 1995 Ford F250 extended cab, two-wheel drive, 5.8 liter, ZF 5-speed, limited slip rear end truck that was smashed last winter and went in a ditch. The front frame rails are bent to the left ahead of the crossmember here. The front end's all tweaked, the core support's all smashed, the hood's bent, the fenders are bent. So let's go ahead and we're going to tear the front clip off this thing and see what I need to get it going. So the first thing I'm going to do is open the hood. Bam! I learned not to latch the hood because I got a heck of a time unlatching it because the latch is so twisted. So behind this grill is a plastic header piece. This is all smashed. So the first thing I want to do is unscrew the grill, unscrew the headlight trim, get the headlights out, get the plastic surround out here, get to the core support, and see what's shaking there. The radiator is already broke and drained all the coolant out through the bottom of the broken hole. So we'll pull the radiator out, get the core support off. I got a brand new core support in stock. We'll get that going. I know this right front fender is smashed and done. I think the driver's side fender is savable. So we'll go ahead and pop that off. We'll pop this off and get this thing broke down and see what's happening. I got some 7mm screws on top of the headlight buckets here. Uh-oh. Guy's busted. Uh-oh. Well, that was fun. I had to cut all the screw heads off the grill because I couldn't get them out. Now the washers are melted into the grill. Whoops. Oh well. Well, the grill's still good. It didn't break the grill at all, so I can reuse this. I'll just have to get the pry the washers out of the plastic. I wasn't good for it. This thing is pretty much hosed. Big time. I have all this parts in stock. I think I can save. Oh, this is all broke. It looks good on the outside, but it's all broke on the inside, so I'll set this aside. So what we got here, we got miscellaneous broken bits and pieces everywhere. I guess the next thing to do is I'll get this sheet metal valance piece off here. It's kind of smashed. I might have to cut a hole in the fender to get to the bolt on this side. I'm saving that side fender because I think that fender's alright. I think I said that. But I'll get this valance piece off and then we'll go ahead and we'll tackle this right side fender. Alright, so I got this side loose, a couple 8mm screws here, bolts. But this side is all twisted up in the fender. I think the next thing I want to do is maybe just pull this off all in one shot. And so I'm going to pull the battery out. I'm going to loosen up the fender on this side. Probably take the hood off first. And loosen this up. So let me see if the hood will come off. Here. Got an accessory light under the hood. Unplug that. Poor planning on my part here. I didn't have any way to hold the hood up. What can I get to hold this hood up that's close by that I can reach? Let me set this down. There we go. Get the battery out of here first. On my head. There we go. Bam, there we go. Alright, so pulling this fender off here, I've got a bunch of miscellaneous bolts. I got to take the battery tray out. Alright, with a little fancy persuasion of the crowbar, I was able to get where I got to get here on the fender to get the 2 bolts out for the valence panel. I think here, I can get in there. There we go. I was able to access the one through the battery tray hole, and here's the other guy right here right now. Bam. That goes there. So we got this guy loose. There goes that. Alright, bam. So now I've already removed the 2 8mm bolts. They go here that held the plastic surround. They go through the fender as well, so that's free. The 2 front bolts in the front of the fender are free. So I got some bigger bolts here, but I'll show you the secret. Here's the secret, the 5.5, can you read that? The 5.5mm socket. You gotta buy this special because it doesn't come in any toolkits, but it's the one that does these little screws here on the wheel well to hold the splash shield in. Oh, don't lose it. It's a 5.5mm. I've been jammed by this before. Maybe there's an American equivalent, I don't know, but this is the one you want, 5.5mm. That guy is very important. You'll be out in the junkyard and you'll be saying, I'm going to pull this mint fender off. Without that socket, you're boned. So I'm going to go ahead and do the screws in the other splash shield where I got this handy out here. Where's my head? I'm going to go ahead and do the other one while I got this handy, and then I'll come back here and I'll try to get this fender off. Okay, as far as removing the fender, I've got 2 13mm bolts up here. They yanked these pretty hard off this mount, off the cab. This fender's bowed way out here, as you can see over here. The next thing you got here, you got either 2 10mm bolts going in this bracket on the core support, or you got this to the fender, or you got the bracket on the core support here. I'm going to go ahead and remove them from the core support. The core support's got to come out anyways. Bam. This one is stuck. Actually, I think you might have to remove the whole thing because I think the fender's got to come ahead. We'll just remove the whole thing all right here. What we got over here, I don't know if you can see it. Crazy camera angle. There's a bolt down in there. So go ahead and pop that. Now I got one more down here at the bottom. Oh, that's a big guy. It's 13. And I believe that should be all holds this fender on here. Let's see. See if she's free. Oh. I missed the screw to the wheel well. What we got here? Whoa! There she goes. There we go. Bam. There we go, one fender. So there we go. I got the fender off. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take the driver's side fender off. It's going to be tricky because the door is pinched by it. So I'm going to have to work at it, and I don't want to wreck the door anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and get the driver's side fender off the same way this fender came off. And then try to get the core support off. There goes Jackman in his Cadillac. Alright, I got the radiator unbolted here. Let's yank this out. Let's see what we see. It's all smashed and leaked out. Where did it break? I wrinkled it up here. Oh, it split it. Where are you? Right here. It split it right there at the overflow drain. So this is junk. I'm going to throw this away. Here's the AC condenser, but unfortunately the bumper bracket on the passenger side got into the AC condenser. So we can go ahead and I asked the guy I bought this from, he said the air did work, but it don't work no more. I know that. So I'm going to go ahead and undo this core support, throw this out, or the condenser, I mean. Get the condenser out, throw that away, and then it'll just be down to the bare core support. That'll be ready to come out. So let me get some wrenches. I'll take this line apart here and the other line over there. Then it's got two 10mm bolts up there, and I think two in the front and the bottom, and then that'll come out of there, no problem. Alright, bam, here I am in the core support. Alright, so I got the AC condenser out, and I thought it was smashed and not empty, but when I cracked the lines, it had some pressure in it, so it probably would have worked, but the thing was all twisted and it had a severe wad in the front of it from the bumper iron. So that's out of here. I'll put another one in it, and I'll just get this recharged if I want the air to work. So we're down to the bare front core support here. I've sprayed some oil on the bolts to hold it on. They're pretty rusty, but I'm looking at it here, and the frame rails are definitely smashed, but it looks like it's good. Right back here, or the steering box bolts on here, and right here on this bolt there's a split, and I think the rail is bent right here where it just goes a single piece, and the same thing on the other side, it's bent in. So my plan is to get a torch and heat this up cherry red and use a come along in the way to the truck, and hook to something else like a tree or another truck with probably another truck with a receiver hitch, and use a come along, get these cherry red, and then come along these frame rails back into shape. I don't think they're up and down. I think they're just bent sideways. This one might have a little twist to it, but I'll get it pulled back into shape. I'll use the core support to line up the mounts because both mounts are tweaked, and then get her dialed in from there. But I think this will be not a big deal to fix. And when all this is apart, I'm also going to take the time to put a timing chain in this. It's got the original water pump. I'll put a water pump on it. It's got 160,000 miles, so I think a timing chain would be a good idea, and a water pump. So that will be real easy to do when the front of the engine's exposed here. Alright, bam, so that's it. Got it all stripped down here. I'm just waiting to get the bolts off for the core support. I've determined what parts I need at the junkyard. I need an AC condenser, passenger side fender, the hood, some miscellaneous bracketry here, and then this thing will be ready to go back together. I'm going to reuse the driver's side fender and the grill and all that, and the radiator I already have up in stock up in the Ford parts area I've got here at the Quick Speed Shop. So I'm ready to start straightening this thing out and putting it back together. So it'll be another couple of videos based on this here right in a row probably, but I'm putting out new videos every Wednesday and Saturday. So be sure to come back and check it out. Tell your friends, smash the subscribe button, hit the bell for the alerts. And as always, we'll see you right here at the Quick Speed Shop.